Hey, what's going on, everybody? So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Luke Skywalker, Death Star Escape. So this figure was a gift from a subscriber, and I did an unboxing video for this one and the two other figures that he sent me. Thank you again. And I'm going to include a link to that unboxing video in the description box below, so feel free to check that out. But this video is all about Luke. So this figure was originally released in 2015 in the blue line, and then this one was released in 2019 as a Target exclusive. And through the window, you can see Luke, Stormtrooper armor, he's got his helmet, you got an E11, and you have a little piece of vacuum cleaner bait right there, that little comlink. I hope I don't lose that. And down there at the bottom, you have a picture of what is supposed to be Luke. On that side of the box, you got the large font, regular font, and the front window wraps around a little bit. That side is just red, and it is not numbered because it was a Target exclusive. The top of the box is just black. On the bottom, you got the barcode and stuff no one reads. And on the back of the box, you have the same strange picture as the front. You got a short bio in 4 different languages and some more stuff that no one ever reads. I'm gonna get Death Star Escape Luke open. Let's take a look at him. All right, so I got Death Star Escape Luke open, and I have another Stormtrooper here to do some comparisons to in a second, and I'm going to move him out of the way. And let's start with Luke. So we'll start up here at the head. And you know, this face is actually a really nice sculpt. I mean, does it look like Mark Hamill? Sort of. I mean, if you think about it, none of the Black Series Lukes really look like Mark Hamill, but this is still a very nice sculpt. You know, the eyes look pretty good. The nose from the front looks okay. From the side, it's a little too pointy, but you know, it's still okay. It's way better than, say, Bespin Luke, which is just odd. You know, but the hair looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of a wash in there, a little bit of a two-tone, some dark brown kind of mixed in with this blondish color. You know, it's nice. I like it. And that's what that side looks like, just more of the same. But you know, from the neck down, it's a Stormtrooper, and he's got some dirt on him. It's kind of wish they would have made the whole thing dirty, because I mean, after all, he's been in a trash compactor. But you know, they just kind of splotched it here and there, a little bit there on the chest, some on the belt, on the thigh, and some on the knees. That's it. The rest of him is sorry, there's a little bit there. The rest of him is pretty clean. I mean, you got a little bit on the back there, but apart from that, it's still a pretty shiny white Stormtrooper. And as far as making him shorter, I think they took it out of here because you can see this armor is practically touching this belt, whereas here you have a little bit more of a gap there and in the front, especially on the sides. I mean, it's practically touching. And also the space between the thigh armor and the crotch armor, you know, you can see a lot of black there. The undersuit here, it's pretty much touching. So I think this is the area where they kind of squished him down a little bit to make him shorter. And something else I noticed, they left the thermal detonator off the back, but I found a picture of him and Han and 3PO, and it wasn't there. Yeah, congratulations, Hasbro. This is pretty screen accurate. But let's take a run through articulation real quick on Luke, Death Star Escape. So the head, you got some side to side of the head. You've got some pretty good down, and you've got some pretty good up. But there is no tilt whatsoever, and there's no forward and back of the neck at all. So I kind of wish they would have left the same type of neck joint on Luke as they used on this one, because you have some crazy down, you have some really good up, you have some nice forward and back, you of course have the swivel, but you also have some really good tilt. But as far as shoulders, this shoulder pad, it just stops. There is no way you can get arms up past that. Yeah, this is pretty solid up here. But the arms can rotate around. He's got an upper bicep swivel. You've got a nice deep cut there in the armor, so the elbows get way past 90, which is great. And you've got a swivel at the wrist. On the right hand, you have an up and down hinge, which is really good. And you've got the side to side hinge on the left. He's got some swivel at the midsection. There's not much in the way of crunch at all. He's got some pretty good back, and not much in the way of side to side either. There's just not much room there. As far as the legs up, it ain't gonna happen. Because on the Stormtrooper, if you rotate the legs out a little bit, you can get them up to there. And speaking of legs, both of them are bow-legged. But you do have an upper thigh swivel. You've got double jointed knees that get up to there. Feet go all the way down. The feet go up that far. And you've got some swivel at the ankle. And as far as accessories, there's a look at the E11 that comes with Death Star Escape Luke. It's just like many of the other ones we've seen. It's just black. You got a little bit of silver paint in there. It's a really, really nice sculpt. This one is a little bit flexy, but I mean, it's still a good looking blaster. And there's a look at this tiny little comlink. I mean, there's my finger. I mean, it's so small. It's just black and white, and yeah, that's it. And there's a look at the helmet that Luke comes with. The shape is a little bit off. You know, it might, I don't know, to me it's a little too square, but I totally understand them having to change the shape because it has to go on his head. But you know, the paint is really clean on this thing. The dirtiness looks pretty good. The blacks are very clean. The mouth grill is really nice. All this in here looks fantastic. The blues look great. And that's what the back looks like. You know, once again, very clean back here. But comparing it to this one, it's a little bit off, you know, but it's okay. And also in the package, tucked behind this picture of, I honestly don't know who that is, but down here in the box, there was a stand. It's a nice stand. It's kind of an odd shape. It's got a little thing where you slide the foot in this way. It's just clear plastic, but it's kind of cool. So let's see how Luke holds this blaster. So that goes in pretty well. Trigger finger makes it to the trigger guard. Doesn't quite go through, but once it's in, it's pretty stable. It's not bad. And yeah, that's not a bad look there. Just kind of holding it up. And for two-handed aiming, that's really not too bad. You know, this elbow is great. The wrist hinge works really well. That is actually a pretty good look right there, you know, from all angles. Yeah, that's really, really nice right there. And back here on his butt, you got this holster. And that'll slide in there right there. There's a little cutout for this. I guess this is supposed to be like an extended magazine. That goes in there very well. It is very snug. There's no chance of it falling out. Yeah, that looks good holstered. And the comlink, I'm going to do my best not to drop this thing. And I honestly don't know which end is up, you know, whether it's the black end or the white end. I think I might stick the white end up because if you put the white end down, it gets lost in his hand. And yeah, he just kind of holds that. Well, that's tiny. I mean, that is so little. But I mean, you could have it up to his mouth like that. He's telling 3PO to shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's just so tiny. I got to be careful not to lose that thing. And there's a close-up of it in his hand. Surprisingly, it's pretty tight. I mean, it's not going to fall out. But yeah, it's just so little. It does kind of get lost in his hand. That's why I stuck the white up, so you can see something sticking out. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. And let's see how this helmet works. So, it just goes right over his noggin. It's pretty tight. And once it's on, and it's not going anywhere, there. And just for a standalone Stormtrooper, I mean, it's not too bad. You know, if you have the two side by side, I mean, it's almost like bring your kid to work day. This one is a lot shorter, even with the helmet on. And again, the helmet is a little square, but you know, if it's just on the shelf, it just looks like a slightly shorter Stormtrooper. And does his nose get mashed in there? Maybe a little bit. So I'm probably not going to leave the helmet on for any length of time because I've heard people say that it can possibly deform the nose. Because yeah, I think it is pretty tight. Like putting it on, I mean, it just rubs right over the nose right there. So I'm probably not going to be taking this thing on and off too much. But yeah, it looks okay on. And as far as the stand, I mean, if you want to get him in some kind of action pose, maybe like he's running or something, the foot just kind of goes in there. It's not super stable. It's like you really have to push hard. But, I mean, it does work. Now, if you have the feet just flat, if you have one foot in, the other one is no longer on the ground. So this stand is almost meant for like action poses where you have another leg up. I mean, that sort of works right there. The heel is on the stand back there, and this one is wedged in. But yeah, it's just an odd choice of shape. The fact that they chose a triangle. But, you know, for action poses, I can totally see, you know, if you want to have him running or something with a foot up. Yeah, I mean, I can see how it could work for that, but it's still a nice stand, and it's nice that they included it. And as far as scale, that's what he looks like on the shelf. So he's actually taller than himself when you compare him to like X-Wing Luke, Yavin Luke. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but he's still a little short for a Stormtrooper. But, you know, I think he looks really good on the shelf there. And in case you're wondering, that's what Poe Dameron looks like with a Stormtrooper helmet on. Yeah, so I must say, overall, this is a pretty nice looking Luke. The face is actually a really good looking face. I mean, it may not look 100% like Mark Hamill, but it's still a very nice face sculpt. The armor, I mean, it's Stormtrooper armor. You know, not much to say about it, but it's kind of cute that they included this little comlink that I'm going to try my best to keep it right there. But you got an E11. I mean, not a whole lot to say other than that. It's kind of cool that they included a stand. Yeah, I think a triangle is kind of an odd choice, but you know, it's still a pretty nice stand, and it's very nice that they included it. And getting back to the helmet, yes, it is kind of an odd shape. The eyes are a little off in here, but you know, it's nice to have a Luke with a removable helmet. This weathering looks pretty good. The paint overall on this helmet is very well done. All the lines are very clean, front and back. I mean, this looks so good right there. But yes, it does rub the nose every time you take it on and off, so I'm probably not going to be doing that too much. I think it's going to stay off, and I'll probably have him on the shelf, you know, much like this, holding the comlink, screaming at 3PO, and just having the blaster down, you know, which I think is a very, very good look for this Luke. And share your thoughts below. Please comment on this Luke. You know, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think of it. If you think it's terrible, if you think it's actually a very nice Luke, which I do, yeah, please comment below. And if you like videos on Black Series, please consider dropping a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. And please be sure and turn on notifications because I'm always posting something. And I just thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.